Yo, what up guys, iReapism here, and welcome back to another RaZe Dev video, guys. I've been getting back into the groove. The week or 2 week break that I took was really worth it, I think. I had some time to, just chillax and play games. I didn't, improve too much on my technology. Well, we'll get into that actually. I did improve old tech, but that's like what this episode's about. But I didn't improve on like my mentality or mindset in terms of, how to come up with things for RaZe. It gave me a lot of time to think about what's happening really. And yeah, we're going to talk about it this episode. But yeah, I've been working on RaZe, guys. I started last week, and I haven't recorded anything because I just, did my chill thing, just play and record. But yeah, in that time I've played a few games of PvP. I've recorded all of them almost on my channel. A lot are still, while recording this, have not been uploaded, so yeah, look forward to that. I have a nice Hoodoo game coming, which I don't know why it's still not uploaded. It's like 3 weeks old now, but it's so good. It's such a good game. And yeah, can't wait to put that online. And also, guys, I've been redoing the system. So we have the new lock-in system. We have entities that are controlled, and then we have randomizer. And we also have team selection. And I redid these 3 systems over the week. Specifically these 2 days is where I did that. And the week before I was just looking at RaZe Redstone and not doing anything again. I guess that, there's always that time where you're going to come back and not completely be on track. But, I did do a bit, so I'm gonna explain. So basically, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Penguino has shown me like an optimal way to do clocks, and basically it's 4 command blocks on a fill clock that basically I give a score to any of these entities in the world, and they become clocks of any type. A 20 hertz clock, a 10 hertz, a 13 hertz, whatever. You just have to, maybe not 13 hertz, but like, basically I give a value, like let's say I give the tick value to 20, that means it's every 20 ticks it's going to tick this. So if I give it 10 ticks, or if I give it a score of 10, since it's on a full clock, it'll run every 2 times a second. If I give it 5, it's a 4 hertz clock, which I use for all of these things. It's very fast, and it's the fastest clock you can have that doesn't lag, or the least laggiest, fastest responding clock that you can have. So very efficient stuff, like almost so fast that you don't notice the difference between 20 hertz. It's crazy how fast. So I'm gonna show it to you guys. Randomize. Not enough players to play RaZe, so you can't even randomize teams if there's not enough players. But you can select teams. That's always available. Sorry, a train just came by, but let me demonstrate a mechanic. When that window disappears, team selection, it comes back. Oh, it never did that, guys. I never did that before. So I'm improving old tech and making it a lot thousands of times more efficient. It's not even funny how efficient this new system is. But join the wealthy marauders to fight for RaZe. Join the hunters to fight for RaZe. I will not go into the lore of RaZe, but there is a lore, and I've been working on the lore in the background. So yeah, really interesting stuff. The more competitive you are in RaZe, the more interesting the lore becomes to you, I think. The more seriously you take RaZe, the more you'll feel drawn to the lore to it, which is going to be cool. Anyways, I'm going to select one. Marauders, you have successfully joined. Now, I'm going to go back. See, now that message will stop appearing for me. And it stopped appearing, it stopped the clock too, because I'm the only player online, so it just detected me and it worked like that. Now let's join the rafters. So different sound effects, just temporary for now. That was a wolf growl. It's a little bit better. I like it. Alright, so yeah, that's how it is. So that selects teams. That won't start the game. You know, technically speaking, you'd have to start the game manually, like by pressing start game if you do select teams. But after randomize, same concept you do. But in order to randomize, you know, you have to have enough players for RaZe, and that's very important. It does say block placed. Admins can only use the admin system. No problem there. So yeah, guys, really cool stuff. Let me show you guys the randomizer. It's actually really cool. I'm going to jump start it. So this is what checks. Execute from admin, tell if sufficient players. This is telling me, you know, that there's not enough players. The 1 through 9 players message. The 10 through 10 sufficient players found. And greater than 10, some you have more than 10 players. For RaZe, some need to be benched. So yeah, basically that's how the, you know, game starts, and then I'll just reset my little variable that I use to control these stuff. But yeah, this has to execute first. Only it will set a block here if there's 10 exactly. And I do something. I use stats now, guys. I'm using stats for everything that I can. I used it for all 3 systems. So test for everyone in lobby. Look how infinitely easy. So Burnout was on before, and I was showing him. So yeah, they found him. Test for everyone in the lobby. Quotable and Notables was a builder for RaZe, so he's a developer as well. So just to give you insight of who that was. So test for everyone. Like, anyone can write those commands. Guys, if you've never touched a command block, you can write that command. It is dead simple. But then you come to a very complicated looking command, which is, I thought stats was a complicated command, but I was like, literally nobody explained stats to me ever. I've never ever heard an explanation for stats. I've never had an idea of what it does. I will tell you right now, nobody has ever influenced me to use stats. 2 days ago, when I started working on RaZe, I had the idea to use stats. I have no idea what stats did before, but I was like, I'm sure I can use it in this, because I know Ease uses it. When he was doing, you know, he used it in the speed system. We'll actually look for it right now. So he uses operations right here, operations, all operations right here. Oh my god, how much operations is that? Dude, that's scary looking. That looks like everything is being operations. Wow. That looks really scary, actually. What? Why does everything look like the same command? I guess that's the speed system, huh? I never really looked into it. I do know that experience system then does use it. For sure. I've seen it a few times. Or maybe, I don't know. Huh. This is very embarrassing. Let's just see. Here we go. Yeah, here, stats. So Ease does use stats in some things. So yeah, stats, you know, in the back of my head I was like, I can definitely use it for these systems, but how would I use it? I literally just did /stats, and then I just did this, and I press enter. It says, you know, XYZ, let's just do that. Mode, press tab, set, do that, and then it gives me more selector, so that means add P, and objective. And at first I was like, alright, that sounds cool. And then I was like, wait, stats blocks, success count, affected blocks, affected entities. I was looking at success count, and then I was like, wait a second, that is literally all my old systems. Look at my old systems, guys. Success count. Success count. I was like, stats. And literally life. Like, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like, once that mentality came about where I was like, I can use stats, I'm using it in everything. I don't care. Like, I will use stats in everything. And you know what's insane about it? I have stats on clocks, and you do not even need it. You put it on a fill strip, and literally it's going to track. It will track for you. You don't even need it on a clock, boys and girls. You don't even need it on a clock. Unbelievable how powerful this command is. I completely overlooked. Huge misplay on the Mr. RaZe guy. Huge misplay, guys. I literally threw the team fight. I'm just speaking like I wouldn't smite. But yeah, guys, really bad play coming from me. I really overlooked, you know, stats. It is incredibly powerful, guys. I'm using it in almost everything now. And I probably will use it in the new class systems and stuff, you know, to be honest with you. It's just really powerful. It's almost a dynamic variable system. Like, it's literally the prerequisite for a dynamic variable system. And by dynamic variable system, I mean slash effect, you know, RaPism, resistance, var. It's almost like that. Like, it is just a step before that, I think, right now, is stats, in my opinion. Like, I actually want to make a video just on stats because of how powerful I think it really is. Like, it is incredible. Now, the implications it has for RaZe is beyond this video, so be excited for that. Now, I'm using it in, what's it called? I'm using it in, like, you know, testing for success count, but affected entities and blocks and items in query result. Oh my god, guys, it is insane. It is absolutely insane. I can control, like, to give you examples, I can have a ticking of resistance for every tick of sunlight that passes by. Like, incredible dynamic effects really come out of the saw stats, and you'll see that throughout RaZe. Now, randomized teams, let me jumpstart it here just to show you what it sounds like and looks like. So it's much faster, and it's basically going to keep on going because it only ran if 10 people were there. So it's not going to be like, oh, RaPism's the only one, we can't run. So that's why this jump start is required. Like I had to jump start it to show you what it does, but it won't run because this is the only way you can do it. It won't run if you don't have 10 players, so that won't happen. It's gonna really randomize fast, and it has a play sound. Oh, it doesn't have a play sound. Never mind. That's select teams. But anyways, yeah, it'll like restart itself and, you know, start game. Whenever you're ready for choosing your path, click the lock-in text. Completely different now. Click here to lock in. Now, same thing, same idea with the select teams here. Once that message disappears on my hotbar, it comes right back. So, and it has a really loud sound effect. I turn my sounds down. It's probably still loud because I'm a soft speaker apparently in my videos. But guys, really cool stuff coming out, guys. I'm redoing a lot of old mechanics. You're gonna see a lot more improvements. And just to give you an idea, with this new system, where is it? Lock in right here. This 200 tick interval, which is about how long it takes for that chat to reappear. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 command blocks to do whatever I want. Like if I wanted to add a particle to everyone that hasn't locked in, anything, I can add it right there. It's ready. It's like Reap, if you want to do anything fancy, I have 6 command blocks right here. All 6 of these, you know, are ready for you to use, to use in a fancy way. So yeah, lock in instantly. See how instantly locked in, you have locked in. So 2 messages of locking in, really cool. And once everyone locks in again, it doesn't check this one because in order to start the game, you will need 10 players. So yeah, just look out for that, guys. Really cool stuff. And yeah, just yeah, that's what I've been doing, guys. I also worked on Markra, so I'm going to show you guys Markra. You guys have no idea what Markra is, probably, but this is a Markra class. But let me take a quick break. Alright guys, here's Markra, baby. So we got Deathwalker, the passive. We got Mercifer, we got Morse, and we got Drag Drop all done. Alright, so let me explain the Markra class. So first of all, this is a first female class. You will get to know that better once you play RaZe or hear the voice pack for Markra and RaZe. It will be a female voice actor for obvious reasons. But if that wasn't obvious enough to you, this is the one and only, right now, ranged explosive damage class. This class is coming out hot. It has 2 damage sources. It has explosive damage and it has nuclear damage. This is a new damage source introduced by Markra. Actually, by a mile. This is the only ability in the game, drag drop, that does nuclear damage right now. Really, really awesome stuff, actually, coming out from Markra. So, you know, look out for another favorite class potentially of you guys. You know, I'm gonna say that RaZe is probably gonna be my favorite class. Just his abilities are going to look really cool. That's the only reason. It's not because he's gonna come out overpowered or anything. It's because his abilities will actually have animations, which is, I don't really have room to put that in any other class, but RaZe, you know, he has a lot of animation, you know, and the lore with his class makes it really fun to do. Anyways, that's the next class. But Mercifer, basically it's target damage, but it's called aim assist. Basically it will assist in the 8 directions you're looking at. It's not gonna assist directly north. Like this, it's gonna assist slightly to the left, and that's because it does the 8 directions. So this half, this half, this half, this half, this half, this half, this half. So like basically it's doing this. It's getting all these. So think of like a line going this way. It gets half of this. Yeah. Okay, so think of this as the absolute direct center, like the midway point between these 2 blocks is this whole block. It's getting half of this, so the diagonal, this 8 times. So that's how it works. It's really hard to visualize because, you know, they're really not to scale in the slightest. But anyways, that's Mercifer. It's an auto-assisted target. It will move automatically. Now watch. If I'm into a wall, it blows up instantly. So like, you know, you gotta be careful where you use Mercifer. That is not something you can disable. That is fundamental to Markra's kit. That is a must-have. It can work out for the better of you, or it can actually harm you. How it can harm you is it can kind of mislead you into like where a target is. It doesn't take too much of your field of view. That's why it moves away from you. At first it was gonna just spawn in front of where you're looking, but I wanted it to assist in the direction of an enemy, and that's what it does. Basically, you're gonna look at an enemy, right? So it assists on kind of where you're looking in the 8 diagonals, I guess we'll call it. Morse. Right now I'm morsing, so I can't use any abilities, like it says. This means you're casting it and can't use other abilities until you throw morse. As soon as I throw it, it goes on cooldown. And basically it blinds enemies. So this is going to be really useful for drag drop. Now drag drop doesn't look like it does anything right now, but trust me, it does. It's actually functional. It's going to summon the nuclear damage, and this is the 5 ranks of drag drop, this one. So basically how it used to work is, I will show you how it used to work. This is the old drag drop, guys. Let's grab it. Where is it? You would right click a fishing rod, an invisible creeper would come down, and I reduce the cooldown obviously to show you guys. So it has really cool particles. Yeah, really strong. It was good synergy with Morse here. Throwable, blind, wither. I used to blind and wither Morse, so pretty disgusting actually. Did a lot of damage. And then he obviously had the bow. But drag was really the key point of Markra. It was drag. It wasn't even the bow. It was the bow, but it was also the 1-0 people early game. Any type of the game. Because before RaZe, you know, remember guys, whenever I come to this map in RaZe, you have to understand that the RaZe was designed very differently back then. There was no scaling in RaZe back then. It was just a MOBA battle arena. It was just gods in an arena with predetermined kits, class. And you just have to know the damage and use it better than your opponent. That's all RaZe used to be. So I designed it here. Basically just outplay the hell out of your opponents. And basically you blind and then you drag and you kill. Like that's how Markra used to work. But this is how it works now. Very differently. It's gonna summon on top of the nearest player near you in a radius. So just straight off, it's an auto-targeted nearest player enemy, single target enemy in a radius. First of its kind, actually. This is the first of its area around Markra and single target. The first of its kind. Coming out strong. And you'll see why. Drag drop, actually, it's a 9-block radius, flat at all ranks, and this is basically what progresses is the damage. So it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3 nuclear damage. And nuclear damage scales ridiculously higher than explosive damage and regular damage and pure damage. Like, nuclear damage at level 1 can either do half a heart or 10 hearts or 12 hearts or 25 hearts, 1 to 25 hearts. It scales ridiculously depending on how close in proximity you are to the nuclear weapon. And in this case, I left the nuclear weapon completely visible. It is a creeper. Basically, I summon it with motion. It has a 3-second explode time. As soon as it hits the ground, it explodes. That's the idea of drag drop. Nobody will really hear it. It's really scary. You'll just hear it like that. Then it immediately explodes as it hits the ground. So if you hit drag, right, like that, you stun someone in place. Holy crap. Like, you want to use drag drop when someone is already stunned. That is the dream, okay? That is the dream. That means as soon as it comes back down. This is 3 seconds. In the early game, it is trash. Now it goes about down to 2.5 seconds. Same damage. Right? Now it's 2 damage. Nuclear damage 2. And it's a 2-second. This is 2 seconds. Remember, as soon as it falls, it explodes. So there's no reaction time. That's the idea of drag drop. You have to look at it in the air and, you know, look at how fast it's falling to know if you're getting away. You cannot get away from drag drop in that kind of situation. You have to look up. You have to see. You have to calculate its time falling distance, which is really hard to do. And that's the whole idea. That's why it has long explode times like this, and it's single target and has a 15-second cooldown. But it can 1-0 people at any stage of the game. Not late game, but pretty, you know, it's a huge burst damage, guys. Again, does a lot of damage. I'm going to show you. So it's 1.5 second right there. I'm going to show you how much damage it really does with no armor. So it did 1 heart of damage like 9 blocks away. That is kind of scary. It did 3.5 blocks or damage when I was like 7 blocks away right there. Now if I'm this close, I'm going to die. It is absolutely a nightmare, guys. It is absolutely a nightmare. And your passive is on cooldown. Look, it's on cooldown. My passive just worked. When I die, when Markra dies, you are basically Dark Rain for a little bit, and you do a crazy amount of damage as well. It's a huge radius, scaling radius. It's like 7 to 12, I think. Is the radius scaling? Or 7 to 11, actually. of radius around, and yeah, it's pretty crazy, guys. So yeah, it's coming out really strong. You know, Deathwalker. You know, Markra's looking really good right now. A lot of control at range. You know, Mercifer is a silence. Remember, guys, this thing silences people and does wither damage. It is a huge bleed. You know, Markra's scary, alright? Markra has a lot of range damage, a huge counter to Cropper, guys. It's insane. Like, it is absolutely insane. Like, it counters 2 of Cropper's abilities, Markra with Morse, and then it Markra counters Cropper's main damage source, Dark Rain, by silencing at a distance. So Markra can safely technically disarm his attacks, to word it that way. Really, really awesome stuff coming out from Markra. The ranged, highly explosive damage class. It's insane. Alright, Deathwalker just came out of cooldown. Let me guys show you what Deathwalker does. So spawn point, we can do our spawn point here, and we're gonna kill ourselves. I set it to 15 ticks of explosive, so you'll just see that. So right here it is. Didn't activate actually. Let's try that again. Let's make sure I was on. Yeah, okay, now it should work, I think. Yeah, there you go. So that was 15 ticks of fireballs raining in that radius. Really scary, very scary stuff, actually. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. That's how it works, and it appears to be a little bit broken. I don't know why it had worked on the second time. It was definitely off cooldown there. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. Thanks a bunch. Let me know your feedback on Markra, the high range explosive class so far. The ultimate not ready yet. Very difficult to do. I'm putting it on hold for a little bit. That's why I've been doing the, you know, reconfiguring of the old systems. It's helping a lot actually. This new system, guys. I can't be bothered to not like to leave RaZe as it is. I want to update it to this system. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought about the Markra class and all these optimizations, and I will see you guys next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out now.